Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about scope rule. Scope rules specify that the variable which we declared in the program that will be accessible under which access specifier, that is the variable which we declared. What is the scope of that variable means how long that variable will be accessible in the program. There are three scope rules: module scope, global scope, and local scope. Module scope specifies that a variable which is declared in a module can be accessed and imported in any program in the current Python working environment. But the variables which are declared within the modules, these are accessible only after importing the respective module in the current working environment. For example, there are many variables like value of pi and other constant value which are declared in the math module. If we want to use this value, then the math modules has to be imported in the current Python working environment. Another scope is global scope and local scope. Global scope or global variable. Global variables are those variables which are accessible throughout the program. Their lifetime is entire program, that is, they are available in all the functions which are declared in the program. Such type of variables, that is global variables, are declared above all the functions or in the main program. Local variables are those variables which are declared specifically within a function. Their lifetime is function only, that is, they are available only within that function in which they are declared. For example, def show. Let us define a function show in which I have declared a variable, let us say a equal to 1. Print a. In the main program, I am declaring another variable, let us say 2. Print b. I am calling the function over here show. So what will happen? The execution of the program will be like this. First, interpreter reads the header of the function. After that, it escapes the definition and come to the main program. In the main program, there is a variable b which is having value 2. Print b. It will give you output two, and there calling of the function. Again, interpreter move to the function. Here it is a. Print a. It will give output 1. So this is the output of the program. So the variable which are declared specifically within a function are known as local variable or having the local scope, and the variable which are declared in the main program are global variable or having the global scope. This is the simplest example of local and global variable. If it is asked in the examination, then you need to write only this much. This will be the sufficient example for local and global variable along with the output. You can declare another example. A equal to 1, def show p equal to 2, print b print A, show. Again, this is also a global variable because it is declared in the main program, that is outside the definition of the function. It is declared above all the functions, hence again it is also a global variable, and this is declared specifically within a function. This is the local variable. Again the output will be print A, it will give 1, show, it moves here, print B, it will give 2. This is output. Global variables are those variables which are accessible in all the functions. Means in the function also you can write here print A. If you write it, then show, it will move here, B, it will give output 2, print A, again it will give you the output 1. So the global variables are those variables which are declared above all the functions and they are available within all the functions throughout the program. But if you write B, print B over here, print B, then this will produce an error because B is the local variable, it is not accessible outside the function. So again I am repeating, global variables are those variables which are declared above all the function or in the main program. Global variables are accessible in all the functions, that is A is accessible in this function also and A is accessible in the main program also. Local variables are those variables which are declared specifically within a function. Local variables are not accessible beyond that function in which they are declared. Now, an important thing to be understand over here. What happens if local variable and global variables are declared with same name? For example, def show A equal to 1, print A equal to 2, print A, and here I am calling the function show, and here again I am writing print A. Now what will be the output of that program? As the execution start, interpreter reads the header. After that it will escape the definition. It will move here, A equal to 2, print A, you will get 2 as an output. Show, calling of the function. Again interpreter move to the definition of the function. It enters here, A equal to 1, print A, you will get 1. After that it come back at the point where function is called and it comes down, print A, again you will get 2. Why? This is a local variable, it is not accessible outside the function. So here A, it is a global variable, here A, it is a global variable, here A, it is a local variable. Now what is the conclusion? If global variable, this is a global variable. And this is a local variable. If global variable and local variables are declared with same name, then by default in the function the local variable will be accessible because it is having the local scope in that. First, interpreter checks the local scope, and if it does not found the variable in the local scope, then it goes in the global scope. So first it will check for the local scope. If it found the variable in local scope, then that will be accessible. Now again the question is this: if we want to access the global variable inside the function, then what we have to do. Now, fourth example. Def show. Let us define a equal to 1, print a. It is local variable. In the main body I am defining a equal to 2. It is a global variable. Print a, then calling the function show. Again I am writing print a. Again what will happen? Interpreter reads the header of the function. After that it will escape the definition. It will move to the main body. Here a equal to 2. Print a. You will get 2 as an output. Show. It moves here. A equal to 1. Print a. You will get 1. Again moves here. Print a. Again you will get 2. Now if I want to access this global variable inside the function, then what will happen? If you want to access a global variable inside a function, then you need to declare it as global inside the function with the keyword global. Means you have to write like this: global A. Now once I referred global A, now interpreter will not create a local variable inside the function with name A. By declaring the global variable A, interpreter will understand that here A, which we are referring in the function, it is not a local variable, it is a global variable. So what happened here? Print A, once it is 2, print A 2, show here global A. Now this function, this variable is this one, global A equal to 1. Now here interpreter will change the value of this variable, because as I have assigned A equal to 1, then it will not create the variable, rather it will replace the value of the global variable which is declared in the main program. Here it is 1, print A 1, you will get 1 over here, and again it comes back, print A. Now here you will not get 2, because here you have changed the value of the global variable. Here again instead of 2 you will get 1. So this is the main point to be remembered. If a local variable and global variable is declared with same name in the program, then by default the local variable will be accessible within the function. If we want to access the global variable within the function, then you need to declare that variable with the keyword global inside the function. One more important point to be remembered is that once a global variable is referred in the function, then you cannot declare a local variable of that name in the function. Means once we have declared global A, now in the function A will remain always a global variable. If we want to declare A as a local variable in the function, then that will not be possible. Means if we want to declare any other variable which is local in the function, that should be other than this name A. You can declare B like B, C, D, another variable, but you cannot declare a local variable of name A within the function. ठीक है? Means एक बार अगर फंक्शन के अंदर ग्लोबल वेरिएबल को रेफर कर दिया जाता है, तो फिर उस फंक्शन के अंदर ग्लोबल वेरिएबल नाम का कोई और दूसरा लोकल वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर नहीं हो सकता. अगर आपको फंक्शन के अंदर कोई लोकल वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करना है, तो फिर आपको ग्लोबल वेरिएबल का जो नाम था उसको छोड़कर कोई और नाम रखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जब भी फंक्शन के अंदर ग्लोबल वेरिएबल नाम का वेरिएबल रेफर होगा तो वो हमेशा ग्लोबल वेरिएबल ही होगा, लोकल वेरिएबल नहीं होगा. दिस इज द की पॉइंट टू बी रिमेंबर ओवर हियर. सो दिस इज द scope of the variable. Let us conclude. Scope rule defines a variable will be accessible in the program under which access specifier. Means scope rule ये बताता है कि प्रोग्राम के अंदर जो वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करे हुए हैं वो कहाँ पर एक्सेसिबल हो सकते हैं. मॉड्यूल स्कोप says that the variable which is declared within the module can be accessed in any program, in any file, but the condition is that you need to import their concerned module. Means अगर कोई वेरिएबल किसी मॉड्यूल के अंदर डिक्लेयर है तो वो कोई से भी प्रोग्राम, कोई सी भी फाइल में एक्सेस किया जा सकता है, लेकिन उसका मॉड्यूल हमें इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. मीन्स यू नीड टू इंपोर्ट द associated module in the current Python working environment. Then only you can access that variable. For example, math module के अंदर pi की वैल्यू है. If you want to access the value of that pi, first you need to import math module. Now the global scope and local scope. Global scope are that scope which is accessible throughout the program. Global variable वो variable होते हैं जो पूरे प्रोग्राम में सारे फंक्शंस के अंदर अवेलेबल रहते हैं. These are declared above all the program and their lifetime is entire program. Local variables are those variables which are declared specifically within a function. They are accessible only within that function. That is, their lifetime is within the function only. They are not accessible outside that function in which they are declared. ग्लोबल वेरिएबल मेन प्रोग्राम में भी लिखा जा सकता है और सारे फंक्शन के ऊपर भी लिखा जा सकता है. इस केस में हमने यहाँ पर लोकल वेरिएबल को मेन प्रोग्राम में डिक्लेयर किया हुआ है. अगर मैं बी को यहाँ पर एक्सेस करूँगा तो ये एरर देगा बिकॉज इट इज अनडिफाइंड. मीन्स बिफोर यूजिंग द वेरिएबल इट मस्ट बी डिक्लेयर्ड. सो यहाँ पर क्या है, ग्लोबल वेरिएबल मैंने फंक्शन के ऊपर डिक्लेयर किया हुआ है, इसीलिए इस ग्लोबल वेरिएबल को मैं फंक्शन के अंदर भी यूज कर सकता हूँ. मीन्स द रूल इज दिस, वंस वी आर यूजिंग द वेरिएबल इट मस्ट बी डिक्लेयर्ड. मीन्स वेरिएबल को यूज करने से पहले ये डिक्लेयर होना चाहिए. यहाँ पर मैं प्रिंट ए लिख रहा हूँ, ए लिखने से पहले ये वेरिएबल ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर्ड है ग्लोबल स्कोप में, इसीलिए यहाँ पे राइट है. पर अगर मैं यहाँ पे प्रिंट बी लिखूंगा तो ये एरर आएगी बिकॉज बी को यूज करने से पहले बी डिक्लेयर्ड नहीं है. होता यह है कि पहले इंटरप्रेटर लोकल स्कोप देखता है, अगर लोकल स्कोप नहीं मिलती है तो फिर वो ग्लोबल स्कोप देखता है. तो यहाँ पर इसने ए को पहले लोकल स्कोप में देखा, लोकल स्कोप नहीं मिली तो फिर ये ग्लोबल स्कोप में गया और ऊपर इसको यूज करने से पहले ये डिक्लेयर था. एंड द लास्ट थिंग, if local variable and global variables are declared with same name, then by default within the function the local variable will be referred. If we want to access the global variable inside the function, then you need to declare the function, the variable as global inside the function. Once a variable is declared global in the function, then you cannot declare the local variable of that name. एक बार फंक्शन के अंदर हमने ग्लोबल वेरिएबल को डिक्लेयर कर दिया तो फिर ग्लोबल वेरिएबल के नाम के जैसा कोई लोकल वेरिएबल फंक्शन के अंदर नहीं बनाया जा सकता है. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द स्कोप ऑफ द वेरिएबल. पॉज द वीडियो फॉर हियर एंड राइट these examples in your notebook. You will get this question of 2 marks in your exam. I promise you. You will get this question of 2 marks in your exam. So pause the video over here and write this example in your notebook and write the statement which I have declared, which I have dictated in the early time of the video as the definition of global variable, local variable and module scope. Just write that definition or write this example along with that. Thank you.